So way back in the day, way back in 2020, 2.5 years ago, when we started this meditation tribe, it was crazy times, man. And we all jumped onto an online environment and meditated. And so for some reason, at the end of our meditation, I would do these little talks, and it was like to support and to justify what meditation is, what it does, and why we do it. And that continues to this day. But seriously, it's a good question. It's like, why would you just sit and do nothing? I mean, seriously, we could be watching the morning news and absorbing all those good feels. We could be checking our email. We could still be asleep. We could be doing morning activities. There's all these things we could be doing instead of doing nothing, and why on earth are we doing this? Well, I just mentioned at the end of meditation, you bring your infinite spiritual beyond space and time body back into your physical body. And if you think about that in the macrocosm, I don't know, think back just for fun, close your eyes. What was the year 2 years before you were born? Think of that year, whatever that year was. Where were you? Where were you before your mom and dad got interested? Where will you be in 100 years? Okay, now with that interesting thought experiment conducted, so we hopped into the earth plane, and you're a divine spark of consciousness. But first couple of years, there's nothing. You don't remember that. And then enough mental faculties, enough brain and nervous system comes online that you can kind of remember those images. You're 2 or 3 and there's like a cat or a picture on the wall or something, but they're still just still frames, and then stuff kind of starts to glue together, and then you are on your way. But we got buffeted around a little bit. This is that whole nature versus nurture thing, right? And so somehow you arrived in your family, in your culture, in your time, in your religion, in your ideology, and the whole thing, the whole milieu. And some of it was quite a mixed bag, wasn't it? And some of it was really wonderful where you showed up and what you got. And some of it was interesting, wasn't it? So you got this whole mixed bag. And for X number of years now, you've been banging around on the planet like a pinball in a pinball machine, getting whacked around by the different experiences of life and nature versus nurture. And all this stuff has gone on. And now here we are today, X number of years into the extravaganza of life. And one could, to some degree, we're just bundles of habits. We're just bundles of reactions. We're so conditioned. The grooves in our brain are so strong that the likelihood that our fundamental worldview will really alter in any considerable way is next to nothing. You might learn something a little new. You might have an insight. You might go through an incident that might mildly change your point of view a little bit. But for the most part, when you get to be about our age, your cake is cooked and it's frosted, and that's about it. Sorry. But there's meditation, and there's getting back to our divine self. Otherwise, if we can't find this divine spark, if we can't find this infinitely unconditioned potential inside of us, then live out the string. It's good, isn't it? It's nice. You got what you got. You accomplished what you accomplished so far. You've accumulated a few piles of stuff. Your piles are bigger than some people's. Other people's are smaller. Of course, the number one motive in life is protect your pile, make sure nobody gets it, and protect your reputation and your ego and the way that you think about things, and basically fight everybody else who thinks differently. Yuck. But there is a solution, and almost none of us like the self-searching, leveling of pride, confession of shortcomings that the process requires for successful consummation. But we saw that it really worked in others. And we had come to believe in the hopelessness and futility of life as we had been living it. So we have a spiritual program to unwind everything that's happened and get back to pristine, perfect divinity. Wow. You know what that does? It gives you the benefit of everything that you've experienced so far, and it gives you a wide open playing field to aim your soul in the direction that's interesting. And generally, when something hurts in life, it's some sort of reaction or bad habit that we've developed. Of course, bad things happen to us, but that happens to everybody. That's life. What really matters is how we react to it. Did we learn to react to life in a upbeat, positive, evolutionary, progressive, constructive way, or did we not? We can look at that, and whatever it is, every day we can unwind and get back to the perfect, pristine, spiritual, divine spark that dove in a few years ago and will dive out in a few years from now. And that's good, because that means you don't have to wait until later for your freedom and liberation. So I just thought I'd remind me and maybe you about why we do this and what the beyond measure benefits are of getting back to the truth of our being rather than just being a bundle of habits. But the best habit of all is showing up here every morning to meditate. And I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.